Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Thomas and Friends Home Media Reviews. This review is on Thomas and the Jet Engine. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump right into the history section of Thomas and the Jet Engine. So Thomas and the Jet Engine has a very short release history. There's not a lot here, but obviously there is some. So its first release was back in July of 2004. That's pretty much it for the main release. I have seen a Lionsgate printing of this, so I'm guessing that's a 2010, 2011 print of it, maybe 2008, 2009. So it is kind of modern, but the only thing that's changed is the Hit Entertainment logo on the side and then the Lionsgate logo on the bottom of the side of the case. Then in 2005, there was a oddball release of just the story of Thomas and the Jet Engine. It came in a little cardboard slipcover, I guess you could say, and it only had one disc in it. We will take a closer look at this during the close-up section, but it was released along with a motor rail vehicle. That's the information I could find from my source, and I'm guessing it's a Trackmaster 2-pack or something like that, because motor rail links up with Trackmaster pretty much flawlessly. So that's my guess, but it was released in 2005, and it is based on Thomas and the Jet Engine, so I thought I'd cover it here. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into the close-up section of Thomas and the Jet Engine. Alrighty everyone, here's your close-up look at Thomas and the Jet Engine on DVD. And since it is DVD, you know what that means, menu tour. Now we kind of have two copies to look at here, but we'll get to that in a minute. So we start off here with a green background and a green setup and the Thomas and Friends logo, Thomas and the Jet Engine and Other Thomas Adventures. Thomas looking very scared with the jet engine behind him, and a shot from Thomas and the Jet Engine, which actually makes sense. On the side we've got Cartoon Thomas, the DVD logo, scroll on down, Anchor Bay. On the back is where we start seeing this little thing, Making Tracks to Great Destinations. Yep, this is where it all started. And notice how there is no narrator mentioned. We saw a similar situation to this back with New Friends for Thomas, but this is actually interesting in terms of narrators, but we will get to that in a minute. We have a shot from Salty Stormy Tale and Percy and the Haunted Mine. Got our blurb, got our bonus features, got our story stops. The bonus features are the character cube, no longer called the character gallery, the sing-along song, Boo Boo Choo Choo, Thomas Gallery, 3 games, Counting Corner, What Came First, and Memory Madness, and Website Fun. And story stops are below that, Hit Entertainment logo right down there. Pop it open. We've got our disc, which is with the squished up poster art, as always. Now I mentioned the narrators. If we take a look back here, these first 3 stories here, these are narrated by Alec Baldwin, and they are from season 6. These 3 over here are narrated by Michael Brandon, and they are from season 7. That's what makes this so interesting, because it's kind of a transition release. We're finally leaving season 6 and fully going into season 7 territory. So yeah, that's what I find interesting about this release. So let's move that to the side. And our last copy to look at is a promotional DVD. I picked this up at the Train Show 2016. It is the story of Thomas and the Jet Engine. As you can see, we just have a disc here. It did come with a little slip cover thing. I've seen pictures of it, but the way I bought this at the show, it was just the DVD. But yeah, we have a picture of Thomas and the Jet Engine, the Thomas and Friends logo, Hit Entertainment logo with the Making Tracks to Great Destinations, and obviously you saw the story of Thomas and the Jet Engine on top. So now let's go ahead and transition into our menu tour of Thomas and the Jet Engine. Alrighty everyone, here's the menu tour for Thomas and the Jet Engine. This is the original DVD copy we're going to be looking at here. And here's the menu. It's exactly the same as New Friends for Thomas. I skipped where everyone was talking to us. Like there was Thomas, Percy, Salty, and James in their respective sheds. We're not going to play all stories. We're going to go to the Pick a Story menu, and Percy is going to puff out at us, run us over. So now we're at the Pick a Story menu. So we have Thomas and the Jet Engine, Percy and the Haunted Mine, Scaredy Engines, and that rounds out Season 6. Now we move into Season 7 with Harold and the Flying Horse, Bulgy Rides Again, and Salty's Stormy Tale. So those are our story stops. Go back to the menu here. Check out the sing-along song menu. Here comes Salty. Our sing-along song is Boo Boo Choo Choo. So we only have one sing-along song there, so let's go back to the menu. Now we're going to take a look at the Thomas Gallery. Here comes James. Hi, James. How are the kids? He never answers me whenever I talk about his kids. Anyway, here we are at the Thomas Gallery. So we have a video/DVD trailer. We have a books trailer, we have a Wooden Railway trailer, and we have a Day Out with Thomas trailer. So these are all pretty cool. I mentioned back in the new Friends for Thomas episode that I like seeing these trailers archived on these releases so that these trailers don't just die out. People can actually find ways to watch them if they choose. So let's click Harold's banner, and our last stop is the Fun and Games section. So we have a new style of menu here at Harold's Helipad with Mr. Hat there. So we have Memory Madness, Counting Corner, What Came First, Character Cube, which is basically just the character gallery, and Web Fun. So, as you can see, Harold or Mr. Hat is explaining to us how to move down using the arrow keys on your controller, basically, is what they would say. So yeah, I'm moving down here. Let's go ahead and head back to the menu, and that is our menu tour, everyone. And now I'm just going to show you how this works. Basically, there is no menu. Alright, everyone, so we just popped in the disc into the player of the story of Thomas and the Jet Engine, and obviously it's just playing directly through. So it uses the opening titles from the Thomas and the Jet Engine DVD here. And yeah, see, they basically just reuse the title because it says narrated by Michael Brandon as well, except there's just one episode. So yeah, it's basically going to play through the episode. So we are going to fast forward here and see what else is on this disc, because I've only watched this disc once. So okay, so we have some old-style transition here, which is interesting. I believe there's a trailer. Yep, there's a trailer. I believe it is a Trackmaster trailer, which is interesting. Do you guys want that layout when you were growing up? I wanted that layout. That's a really nice layout. And that's it. There's the story, and then there's a Trackmaster trailer, and that's it. So, that is the release of the story of Thomas and the Jet Engine's menu tour, as there was no menu to it. So this wraps up our menu tour, guys. Let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5 main questions, as always. Alright, so we're back from close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions, as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? Every answer in every other show. Like I mentioned in the history section, I did find a Lionsgate printing of this release, but it was at the train convention here in 2016. That's when this is being recorded. I think I featured it in that vlog. You can go and check that out for yourself. I'm not really sure if I showed it or not, but if I did, then hey, check your local train show. Maybe you'll find it there. But other than that, pretty much FYE or a used Blu-ray and DVD store is your best bet. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? No. Number 3, should you pick this product up? This one is an oddball for me. I owned it as a kid, and I liked the season 6 episodes on it.
I still liked the Season 6 episodes on it. Was not a big fan of the Season 7 episodes on it, and I'm still not a big fan of them to this day. It's really hard for me to say whether or not you should pick it up because I'm really torn. 50% of it I like, the other 50% of it I'm not a big fan of. I'd say if you find this for a really cheap price and you really like Season 7 and Season 6, I'd say yeah, go for it. If you're just a fan of one of the seasons, kind of like I am, because I'm not the biggest fan of Season 7, I'd say sure, pick it up if you want to, but if you don't like either of the seasons, then don't buy it. You're just crazy. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Same answers as number 1. And number 5, what price should you pay for the 2004 version? The DVD of that version is a lot more common than the VHS because around that time, Thomas on VHS was dying. The format of VHS was dying back in the early 2000s. So not a lot of people bought the VHS tape of this. So there's not a lot of them on the secondary market. So I would say for the VHS version, that's worth about 10, maybe upwards of 15 if you're really desperate to get it. For the DVD version for both the 2004 print and the Lionsgate print, I would say don't go over $5 for either of those. Really not that rare. You could probably find them for cheap anywhere you look. And for the little story of the Thomas and the Jet Engine story disc, that is rare. That's the rarest release that we've covered in this episode. So I would say go upwards of about 15, maybe 20 for that, because I'd never seen that ever in my life before I picked that up from the train show. I'd say, yeah, go upwards of 15 to 20 for that, because that, in my opinion, is extremely rare and not that easy to find. So that is our review on Thomas and the Jet Engine. Next time, we take a look at Season 8 for the first time. Yeah, I know, I skipped Steamies vs. Diesels, and if I owned that, we would have delved into Season 8 earlier. This is the first time we're ever delving into Season 8 on this show with It's Great to Be an Engine. So, thank y'all for watching, and as always, good night, everybody.